Hello and welcome to a PAPS cast again with Run Tactical Retreat Esports. No Sabotage today, it's just me. He was feeling ill last time I checked. They are playing, let me check, let me try to remember who they're playing by scrolling through and seeing OIG, OIG, that's the tag. I found out nothing from that. They are just red team to me. I'll find out and put it in the description later. I was going to be ready, but I thought this was starting a lot later than it ended up doing. So, do. Which works out alright, I guess. We've got the same players, I think, all on Run as we had yesterday in the cast, from what I can tell. Lyreet on Pyro, I'm not sure, was there last time, and we found out it's E-Coffa-G. E-Coffa-G. Looks like they're reading up though, so we're gonna play, and there are lots of players on OIG as well, and you can have a look for yourself, for your singular self, who they are. So I'm gonna look at where the red Run NG's setting up. Looks like it's Woody's setting up on B, all the way back on this little shelf right here with his sentry, as we saw happen yesterday. I wouldn't imagine any particular last-minute tactics coming out of them compared to what we saw them play yesterday. But we're just going to see nothing out of the ordinary for the minute. Level 3's coming out of the blue NG. Presumably there's a small amount of defense being set up on A by the red team, by Run. But there, looks like they're just getting ready to fall out after they do so. I'm going to watch Eminem coming out here, because he's got his charge ready, and he's looking at his own spy as they come out of the gates. So let's have a look here. Who's coming towards them? No one, apparently. Are they going through B, or going through the top? No, they're just peeking out, being a bit tentative. Scout's coming up here, and Eminem gets a headshot on him. 450 headshot. Bit overkill, but it's alright. Looks like not many people threatening B at the minute. Just a bit of an assault on A. We spammed out a little bit. Legal and Eminem both get taken down. That's going to make capping A a little bit easier, as we don't see much of a threat. Void Trinity capping A, but those stickies aren't going to do much for... Oh, now they are. Kauko spamming out A. This just looks like they've taken A here, and they're gonna make Run come all the way back. They've lost a few players already, so they're gonna want to defend B here. So I doubt there's gonna be much of a defense set up for Run. No, I was wrong. There is going to be a defense set up for Run. I'm sorry. I'm wondering where the combo of blue are setting up, because Janka's just outside. Janka and E-Coffa-G outside their own spawn. But where's the combo for blue? They're still around A. Are they going to wrap around Joachim Moss, presumably, giving valuable intel to the rest of his team, which is why E-Coffa-G and Janka are around there. He's going to go for a stab, but his bicycle gets melted. He might have been able to get something otherwise. But he's just going to get out of there. At least his team knows where they're coming from now, and they can kind of stuff this push in. Looks like blue team, OIG, are still pretty dedicated to going through here. But they're taking a bit of spam. They haven't popped their Uber yet, but they lose their heavy. And Piers goes down to very low health, gets his Uber forced, and he Ubers the spy for just a second, bringing his soldier and his demo man in. But there's been no Uber popped at all for red yet, and they're just trying to force them in. Ikofi gets taken down by Raspberry, and Kauko gets taken down by Legal. Twirtle looking out over the E point. It looks like they may have wanted to go for a sneaky E cap at that point, but didn't get anything done for themselves. Bonhart, that's who's missing. I just remembered. Lyreet playing instead of Bonhart. Don't know why Bonhart's not here. Maybe he got the times wrong, like I did. So they're just retreating back to B, it looks like, which is a pretty smart move here, because they don't want to let this point be capped, which is a pretty good hold for them here at the moment. But it looks like they're trying to push through the AE connector again. on the OIG team. Oh no, they're going through drop down. That was a bit of a distraction. And maybe if they can work quick enough here, they can push all the way in. Heavy taking the lead here and coming upwards. They take down the sentry gun Calco with some stickies, and they're really forcing them into this little alcove here. They take down Janka before the Uber manages to get popped, and this is Ecophagy with his Uber. And that's not going to do an awful lot. They're just falling out here, getting chased a little bit by Patrick, the Spartan, the heavy for OIG. Just trying to chip away some damage. Getting a fair bit done. And they managed to cap B, but getting spammed out an awful lot. Patrick gets taken down, as well as O'Sharlock, the scout for blue. But Janka and Lyrie are both down, so Ecophagy and the medic REM are the only combo players up for our run at the moment, which is okay for them, I think. I want to see where Woody's set up his sentry. He's going for E at the moment. Not going to set up one on C, as I've seen other NGs do on this map sometimes. Oh, let's look at this spy. Doesn't manage to get anything. He manages to get away though, as is the nature of spy. That sentry that Woody set up takes down O'Sharlock again around the E point. It looks like OIG are pretty dedicated to trying to push around E to some extent. They're not going around the other way to C. And they both teams almost have Ubers. Uber got popped first for run, and now is being defended by OIG, which has gone pretty well for run, since they have managed to force their Uber, and they can't do anything with it. They haven't taken down the run sentry, but they are putting some pressure on C. But it looks like Ecophagy's keeping an eye on that, and they're going to send Twing Twang to keep that uncapped. They're taking a bit of spam from the BC connector, and Ecophagy finishes himself off. I want to see if this spy gets anything done, but he gets trapped out. But Janka loses the heavy versus heavy fight, and this isn't looking particularly good for run here, as their medic's down, their soldiers, their heavy is down, and their demo man is down, all of the combo classes. This sentry may be the only thing stopping an E cap right now, but it's looking more likely that C will get lost here. But only... okay, they have the demo man here, they have the Barrow here. It's looking very likely now that C will get capped, so it's going to be a D defense for run, as their players just coming up now, their medic coming up, while Piers has 100% Uber. If they're smart, they can use this Uber on OIG to push all the way into D. They might be going for E cap, it looks like. They're just going for a little slow push. There is that level 3 sentry that Woody set up before. That's going to slow them down somewhat, and they've already popped the Uber. They can afford to flash it around a lot to do as much damage as they can. They have no enemy Uber to deal with. But Raspberry going down, Patrick going down, Void Trinity, Raspberry, Lovely going down. A lot of people down for blue at the minute, and not very many for red, as the sentry stays up despite the Uber. And now the Uber advantages have come in the favor of REM, the run medic. So they are going to be quite happy about that, presumably. They're not putting much of a defense up on D, but all of their classes are quite close to the connector, so if they keep an eye out on that, then it should be fine for them. CMM Burt presumably just going for some sneaky headshots around here. Doesn't manage to get anything, just tags the medic on his way out and bothering the engineer. Twing Twang checking out the AB connector. And where is Piers? He's almost got his Uber up. He must have been building quite quickly, because they managed to equalize and get Ubers about the same time as OIG. In order to get on the demo man camera here, Twirtle gets taken down there, this blue sniper, as Ecophagy is on D point. Janka as well, and the Ubers get popped up the top, on top of D point. It's looking a bit better for red at the minute, as they want to keep their Ubers on their heavy, keep him out of the fight. And it's gone pretty well for them. They took down Piers, Ecophagy's stickies, because they had a worse Uber versus Uber situation. So that's gone pretty well for run. They've kept their defense intact despite the Uber of OIG. And yes, I am biased towards run because they are my friends. So you can expect me rooting for them. Uber advantage, because Pierce died there, about 30 or 40% in the favor of REM. 3 players down now, the assassin classes and the scout for run, and there's no one getting on that point without dying, as Sherlock has just scouted out to find out. Lovely checking out, just spy checking the sentry setup they've got here in the connector between C and E. I assume this is their base of operations and why they're going to try and attack E rather than D as much. And it looks like they're going for D as well through the connector near the spawns. And there aren't as many people here at the minute. There is a sniper and he gets taken down by Cowco. Loads of people going down for run at the minute. Thanks to Cowco, Twirtle, Raspberry just took down Twig Tang. A lot of people dead. And it looks like they're going to cap D and immediately make their way over to E. This might be an E cap for them, as they've got it on lockdown. They took down the sentry. Patrick the Spartan just retreating so his team takes more of the brunt of the fight. And now, as you see, the spawns have closed off right next to the E point, which is going to make it much easier for the ×4 and 5 on blue team. But Ecophagy and his med and heavy both doing a little flank around here. They might be able to catch this out, and the coordinating with their spy Joachim Moss excellently. I'm not pronouncing it right, I know, but that's great. Janka gets taken down, but that's alright. Their sniper doesn't manage to die. They force the Uber as well, a lone Uber on blue. That was defended very well by Ecophagy and his heavy Janka and medic REM. An excellent coordinated flank, and with their spy Joachim Moss. Thanks for donating, Sherlock. You rock. But this sentry looks like it's going to stay up in a little sneaky spot to stop the E people from capping, but it looks like the soldiers knows what's going on. Do they still have their teleporter set up here? It doesn't look like it. They must get taken down by Ecophagy as he went in before. Joachim Moss checking it out. He's going to convey to his team here where they're pushing, and he's going for the med. Him and Lyreet. The med must be very hurt, 30-40 health, but manages to get the sandwich up here, and he's alright. He's even got an Uber for his trouble. REM only on 15%, and so many players down for run. I don't see this time how Ecophagy and the rest of the run players could stop this cap, though they are trying. Spamming it out. He is emptying the point, but no one's dying quite yet. This is ×5. I don't think he alone, even with his heavy coming in. Oh, but they did pop their Uber, so they can't cap right now. They are trying to cap, and I think this is going to be game, as Ecophagy just can't get past the medic. He's getting bounced around by the sentry of Void Trinity. Oh, but he's trying his best, along with the red soldier and an Uber sniper alone on the point, just to catch some final extra seconds here in this defense. There's a scout on point also taking it out. This doesn't look particularly good for Runnet right now, as admirable defense, administrable defense. An 11 minute and 6 seconds time is nothing to be shunned, and it's quite good work. I'm just gonna congratulate Ron on quite good work, shutting down some of the final E caps there that bought him an extra 2 or 3 minutes in the end there, which was pretty valuable for them, and we'll see if they have to need it here as they offend. I know my camera work is terrible. Let's see where the Void Trinity has set up. Is he setting up slightly further forward than Woody did? He did. He is, yeah. Slightly further to watch the blue B spawn door, and a bit, very, very slightly more of an A setup by OIG, but really nothing particularly different to what Run did before them. But they're going to be looking for some long holds, probably not on A itself, but on other places. Immediately, we've got a lot of offense out of the combo. Ecophagy gets taken down by Cowco, but immediately putting a lot of pressure on A. They've got a ×2 cap already. It looks like there is really no big defense coming up here by OIG on this team. They better get out pretty quick, because that door closes behind them when this door is capped. and they are trapped in. They are trapped in on A because they didn't get out soon enough. They're going to have to use this Uber and get back through the drop down to get back to B point. And Piers is going to get forced here. They seem to lose their demo man somewhere along the way, but Ecophagy does get taken down. Patrick sounds like he's out of ammo as B point is completely safe. Patrick gets taken down along with Piers as soon as the Uber fades, and that's 100% advantage for the offending blue team and REM, which they're going to be very thankful for as they attack B. Looks like they're going through the drop down here. And E is getting capped at the same time with their scout and soldier putting pressure on that, so they're going to have to split the defense, focusing on E while they should be defending B as well. They're putting a lot of pressure on them. And the Uber does get popped, getting forced back a lot now, but a lovely the Pyro as well. And not looking too good for Run as Janker and Legal get taken down. Ecophagy under some pressure as well, but he's got some players to back him up. Point is getting captured a little bit. They managed to solidify just a little bit. Calco takes some damage and finished off by Patrick the Spartan. A lot of players. Void Trinity is down at the minute, as well as all of his buildings, which is going to be a bit better for the Run team, the blue team. But that medic is trapped in there, REM, in the drop down on blue. I wonder if he's going to make his valiant way out, or if someone's going to meet him here. Oh, he's trying his luck, and it worked. It worked. He got out. He did get out, so they're still at a slight disadvantage, but it's not as drastic as it would be. They're not going to have to spend so much time building as they would otherwise. The sentry goes down from Eminem takes down Void Trinity's sentry. Some milk coming out on the red players by Twing Twang, and a wrangled mini pesters this team a lot. They Uber Ecophagy in. They're going to have to flash a lot. Pyro doing a lot of work pushing it back, but gets taken down by the blue heavy, and the Uber is longer on red, doing a lot of damage, but this soldier is behind them, capping and spraying down rocket damage to the red team. They've sustained heavy losses. Patrick, Spartan, Piers, Lovely, Twirtle all down, and it looks like B is going to get capped here by Run, as OIG just try to make sure that no one caps their E point here, but they do lose Oshalok as Raspberry takes down Twing Twang. It's sometimes just nice to say these words, as Raspberry takes down the Twing Twang. Patrick the Spartan getting trapped in spawn somewhat here by Ecophagy. They cannot get past the spawn door even to try and defend C, though they're going to try and do it now, as we've got a lot of players and the main combo. Ecophagy gets taken down as well as Joaquin Moss by the red team, but Patrick Spartan twirled down. They didn't manage to stop the C cap, even though Ecophagy went down, and they're just going to have to defend door and main D&D for 7 minutes here, which is no small feat, as Run has a complete Uber charge at the moment, and they can attack E much more easily now that these ramps have extended. Joaquin Moss sapping the sentry just as spam comes in, taking it down very quickly. Piers has his Uber charge. They're not going to want to use it until they get the call that REM has. And we've got Lyrite capping the point here, as a sneaky mini defends the point by the blue team, but the scout Twing Twang gets pushed into the pit, as so does Ecophagy. Or does he get away? Oh no, him and the red heavy die together. We're gonna finish this the way we started it, in a pit. That's most of the team alive. Patrick the Spartan. Oh, Joachim Moss took down Calco and Patrick the Spartan there. Did get taken down by Piers, but that's a lot of good picks for Run, and they're going to stack on E here. Raspberry trying to spam some damage down, but he gets taken down by Eminem, who is watching over the point. Twirtle gets a headshot on Ecophagy, but gets taken down by the soldier. Ecophagy walks off into the pit. That's going to be terrible for the defense of E, because they won't have anyone actually forward looking at these spawn rooms. They have got the soldier looking out at it, but I am not looking at the right people. Calco respawns. This is going to be excellent for the... Oh, he survives and he doesn't survive. That's happening a lot this game. It looked excellent for the defense there, but now it is not excellent for the defense. With a surplus of 5 minutes, Run cap the final E point and win the first round.
Mission begins in 60 seconds.
Okay, looks like we're starting up with the second round here. Round 1 going to Run Tactical Retreat Esports against OIG, and this is OIG defending first because Run defended first last time. Looking at the scores, everyone changed team, so medics are getting infinitely more points than anyone else. But there was a bit of a break there between rounds as OIG discussed their tactics as the first round didn't go that well for them. They had some good moments. It wasn't a roll by any means, but presumably they have some new strats to show off. And presumably this time they won't get their combo trapped in A because of the door closing. So I'm gonna see if, yeah, it looks like the combo from Ron are gonna immediately come out. Sherlock immediately getting sniped by Eminem. Looks like the combo from Ron are gonna immediately come out of A and start spamming out those by the door on OIG, as they've already got ×3 on the point, an engineer and a soldier with the pain train, and they are going to get spammed out a little bit, but then Calco gets taken down by Ecophagy as it gets baited onto the point a little bit. They're going to want to get out here immediately, and it looks like they have the red combo almost killing Twing Twang by the heavy, and back here this time to defend B with equal Ubers and a level 3 sentry in their favor. So I'm going to see where REM and Ecophagy and Lyrit Junker decide to push. They see this scout and take him out. They're pushing across E. I don't know if they want to go into B from behind, but Ecophagy gets taken down by the heavy he didn't see coming in behind him, and the Ubers are popped from both teams. Lyrit's going to try and push people into the pit, and he does manage to get the medic! He pushed the medic into the pit. Or did he? I think, oh no, Pierce. I must have stayed down there for a while and then just decided to die. He did push the medic in. Woody is set up. It looks like they're going for a sneaky, cheeky E-cap here. They've got a soldier on the point watching it. They've got Ecophagy watching by the B connector, and it looks like not many people are really wanting to deal with it. Joachim Moss going for just a sap, and he gets taken down after that. Sherlock gets taken down as well. And they keep capping E, and no one's seeming to deal with it. There's one sniper who goes to deal with it from B, but a few people coming out of the spawn door here, but it looks like they've got it covered. A lot of people coming from the B connector now. They're going to try and force Ecophagy and the combo out. As the sentry runs out of ammo, medic dies, and so do Ecophagy and Junker. It looks like this E-push has been cut off. This sentry is still doing a lot of trouble, but nothing too disruptive here for the OIG team as they keep their B defense. But it looks like their engineer is moving his sentry so as to defend E instead of defending B, which Calco is now doing from the doorway and getting out-spammed, and he's just going to have to retreat because of the spam from Ecophagy. But they're re-pushing in here with better team support. But there's a lot of spam and a lot of cap time, a lot of players from blue around B right now, and it looks like they're going to have to concede it and just hold this connector to keep them from capping C instantly. But Piers did get taken down there. I didn't see from what, but that's going to be a big Uber advantage, about 70% in favor of Piers, so they're in favor of REM, sorry. And they're going to be able to use this to go... Oh, Sherlock is taken down by Eminem again. They're going to be able to use this to go all the way in, unless one of the pick classes from OIG can do something big like Bert here. He sees the medic, he's got 100%. If he can get this Uber drop, then he'll be a hero to his team. Not to put too much pressure on him. And he doesn't get it. He whiffs it. which is a shame for him, but C is getting capped even without the Uber being popped here from the blue team. Sherlock goes in for something, but there's a mini and there's a heavy and he can't do anything. But the OIG combo coming in, trying to do something, but down here they're not at a good angle, they can't deal with all of the players on the point. Sentry's still on E defending it, but 4 minutes to cap 3 points, and now the ramps are extending into D. Calco gets taken down by Legal, which is a big pick for Run, and D is getting capped here. I'm not sure by who. Let's have a look. The Sentry, Spy and Scout and Engineer all capping this point as the Heavy and Medic come in to deal with it. Joachim Moss gets taken down. Twing Twang tries to get out of there. He can't. He gets sniped as the red Uber is popped to save their D point. And REM went down there to the red Scout Sherlock at that point. So Uber's slightly in favor of Pierce right now, as a few players are down for blue team. It looks like they're not in any position to push right now. I'm going to look at Joachim Moss, because he's done pretty well so far this game. He's just getting into position, so I'll look at Bert for a while. He's going to be wanting to get that REM pick, because Ubers are equalizing pretty fast, and I keep tapping out. Let's look at Joachim Moss again. He's going around to D. He sees the rest of the enemy team is here, and I think they know he's there too. But they're all defending D more than E, so if Run can deal with this sentry up here, which apparently got taken down at some point, probably by Ecophagy spamming like this. It's only level 1 now, so that's not as much of a problem if they want to try cap E. This soldier gets juggled up in the air, as Sherlock is the only player down for red right now, and Twing Twang. Both scouts traded. REM must have used his Uber there at some point, but it didn't seem to do very much. And Joachim Moss is down, Eminem is down, Pierce still has his entire Uber, and Lyreet waiting for rockets to be fed. Gets sniped, Janka gets taken down by the enemy Uber, and this is an advantage for REM right now. They have an Uber advantage if they can work off it. Woody running in to try and help on the E point, but this is good area control by OIG right here, because this is the point where Run are really trying to get in. They're not coming from B or around D. They can't come around D because they're stuck around A. I wonder if they're going to try and go around to D. No, they're just going to try and brute force it through. And they get the medic, they get the demo man. That was an excellent Uber, using their advantages very well. The enemies were positioned very badly. Ecophagy does get taken down by Twirtle, and Joachim Moss too, but it looks like at least D point may get capped here, while Lyreet is splitting their focus by capping E at the same time. It looks like he might get taken down here, but maybe not right now, as the spy caps the point as well. Pyro gets taken down by the soldier, Janka takes down the sniper, and a few players are respawning now. This doesn't look good for them, as they have to get out. REM still with a bit of an Uber advantage. He's going to heal his demo man, and they're going for an E-cap it looks like now. But as long as they don't die here and keep up for their Uber, then they can repush this very easily. And they're 90% for REM right now, and they've taken down the heavy, they're taking down the demo man, the medic, the spy, and the scout. So I'd be surprised if they couldn't cap this right now. Sniper trying to do something, but with so many people on the point and an Uber, it doesn't look like anything can be done. And that is a 7-minute 42-second time on offense for Run, which is a pretty good time. I've seen better, I've seen worse, but that's a pretty good time. It's going to put some pressure on OIG to really keep their momentum when they're capping these points, because that game when just now when Ecophagy were attacking, they seem to get caught up between C and D more than anything, ending up not capping E at all and not capping D at all and capping E instead. And I wonder where OIG will lose their momentum here, if they do lose it. If they don't, then I imagine they could very easily cap this point, cap all of these points quicker than
Mission begins in 10
Run.
seconds.
did initially, but that's all dependent on how they keep their momentum here and how they choose to position themselves, cap their points on a map that can be very confusing for teams with poor communication. Not saying anything about these teams, but it is quite difficult for low-level teams, as I've found out. So it looks like Patrick the Spartan, along with the rest of his team, pushing in here. Oh, but a lot of blue players going down, including Pierce. Pierce went down to a sticky trap by Ecophagy, and that is big advantage for red team right now. Massive trap by the demo man on run, and my crosshair's been on this entire time, hasn't it? Let me fix that for you. Sorry, I didn't even spell it right. I'm so unprofessional. I didn't even get spec tools because it looked too confusing. But they are going to cap A here. They're not going to have an Uber charge to attack B. They're going to have to find other ways, or just start charging as quick as they can here to get B as soon as possible. As there is a very aggressive defensive hold. But Junker goes down very low health, but he's going to get back and get some health. Sentry's still up, looking pretty good for run right now. As Piers went down again a while ago, I didn't even see what do that time. But that's not good for OIG, that they only have maybe 6 more pushes, 6 more Ubers to cap either 5 more points, or whenever they can cap E, which becomes progressively easier as they cap other points. But they're going for a push here, even without an Uber. Presumably they're going to try and force Reds and then come back here, but they're being given quite a lot of ground for free. There seems to be no sentry here to defend them. They do pop the Uber. They want to get out here as soon as they can. The medic takes a lot of damage, but Piers does get out before he gets taken down, so that's actually going to be a big advantage in favor of OIG now, thanks to popping the Uber of the red team, of Ron. So they're going to want to push back up here. They're already at about... Oh, Patrick the Spartan gets taken down right before the push, but I'm going to look... E getting capped. I'm going to check out what's doing that. Presumably it's Scout. Yeah, it's Sherlock putting some pressure on E, while the rest of his team want to cap and offend B right now. And I'm going to look at Calco, because that's who they want to Uber here coming in. They're going to pop very soon, presumably. Oh, they don't even want to use the Uber. They're just forcing them out here, making them realize that it's futile to defend B, and making them set up on C instead. Joachim Moss taken down Void Trinity. That's the only player down for either team at the moment. And Run, Eminem gets taken down, but they are defending this B, C, E connector quite well, so that... Oh, Legal gets taken down. Oh, the Uber does get forced, apparently. I didn't see what by. They're going to try and do as much of this as they can. They take down Lovely, presumably trying to air blast the Uber back, and they spot out this spy who gets taken down. Ecophagy gets taken down as well at the same time. Only 4 players up for Red. That's not particularly good for our defensive team here, as they are getting spammed out a little bit by the soldier who's capping the point. And REM gets sniped by Twirtle, as well as Woody getting taken down. Junk is only one of his combo alive down here, and he's getting chased down a little bit by the sniper and the spy. Only 100 health on him. There's not much of a defense being put down here. That some of the flank classes are trying to defend C, but they can't do it alone against the combo of Run. Heavy does get sniped, but it's not going to be enough right now, as they do seem to be able to cap C here. They've capped B and C without popping an Uber, I think, on OIG, as they put some pressure on E at the same time. Scout gets taken out, but they do cap C, and now it's going to be much easier. They have 3 minutes to cap D and E, which is entirely possible for them. This is excellent momentum they're keeping here. Are they going through D to get to E? Oh, they're taking that cross spawn route. Oh, see a member. He's going for the sniper. Is he going to get him? He got him. Bert taking down Eminem, the sniper for Red. That's going to make it a lot easier for people to pressure around E. And a lot of people capping here. Ubers get popped from OIG. No Uber to meet it from Run. But they are... Oh, Joachim Moss takes down Piers, the blue medic. which is very good for them. Kauko seems to be the only one left here, gets cleaned up by Janka. Has Patrick the Spartan is running up here to get back to E, and the red team can set up another defense here. Mostly overlooking E. They don't seem to be as much focused on D. Just keeping... Are they keeping anyone on D? I'm wondering. They've got Joachim Moss checking it out here, if anyone's capping. Presumably he's telling his team now who's helping out there. And they are going through C across the spawn to D, it looks like, to cap it. And it looks like they'll be able to do that. Sherlock actually does get taken down by Ecophagy, and the red combo is on... Oh, Ubers get popped, and Pierce does not want to get out there, but the blue demo man trying to get away. Pierce getting chased, I think, by a spy, but he seems to manage to get away with 80%, which is a big advantage compared to REM's Uber, so they may be able to push this into D again. Although someone is capping D alone right now. Let me find out who. It's Void Trinity, the engineer, and he does distract. Oh, he distracts the heavy enough so that Patrick the Spartan can come in, take him out. They might be able. They've sat the sentry. That's good team play between the spy and sniper there, taking down the sentry as they put pressure on D and E simultaneously. No one's capping either of them fully though, and they've only got a minute to do that for either of them so far. As Joachim Moss just butter knifes the NG to death. No, sorry, wrong team. Butter knifes the NG to death. Lyric takes him down, but they are just defending D and E enough, and we might see a bit of frantic play here from blue team as they don't have any Ubers left, and it's doubtful they may be able to build one more, but they need to start pushing now if they're going to cap E at this rate. They've only got 40 seconds left, and they might not be able to do it if they don't start right away. They're only just now with Pierce coming in through. Oh, they've just lost Bert and Kauko. That's going to be terrible for their opposition as they try to push in. I'm not even sure you can cap E in 25 seconds, as there's still... there's a sniper looking out here. There are minis being set up. The demo man's still up. Ecophagy spamming out that point. Heavy and medic and an Uber defending E all at the same time. And they're just popping here because they realize there is no way that OIG can cap this at this point. And that means that Run, Tactical Retreat Esports Highlander have won this UGC CP Steel game. They stole it, if you will. So well done to them, and I will see you another time. Goodbye.